Have you ever asked yourself the question, when is it time for me to get a financial advisor? Who do I look for? What is it that I should be asking them? If you've had any of those questions, stick around. This is the video for you. Over these next few minutes, I'm going to explain exactly when you're in the position to go get a financial advisor and how to go find them and what you should be looking for. Hey everybody, I'm Chris. I'm a financial coach, financial therapist here with United Agency. Again, here to talk all things finance, all things business and entrepreneurship, and really help you design the life you don't need a break from. Before we dive in, do me a favor and like this video, send it to somebody, share it with somebody that you've already had this conversation with or you know needs to hear this conversation, and subscribe to the channel because we're going to be dropping tons more information around, again, all things entrepreneurship and all things finance. But again, for today, we're going to be talking about, when is it time to go get a financial professional? When is the time for me to say, hey, I have a little bit of money or I don't have any money? Where should I start? Who should I go to? We're going to clear that up over these next few minutes. All right. So let's dive in. Before we talk about when it's time to go get one, let's actually talk about who we should go get. In this financial landscape, there's a lot of different positions, a lot of different professionals, and most people aren't really familiar with all the different types of financial professionals that are out there. So the most common one that you might hear is a financial advisor. What is a financial advisor? A financial advisor, if you think of this scale, this range of financial professionals, they're over here with wealth managers, right? Financial advisors, wealth managers, they're in the same ballpark. Their job is to take your money and help you build wealth, help you invest your money, help you create a plan that's going to allow you to grow, look at your risk tolerance, find out how much you want to risk according to your age, according to how much money you have. And then they're going to put your money to work for you. They're going to put you in collections of stocks, bonds, mutual funds, IRAs, annuities. They're going to put you in all types of products to allow you to grow money from an investment standpoint. That is primarily their job. It's to work as your investor, somebody that comes alongside you and helps you really grow and scale your money from a wealth standpoint. How does a financial advisor get paid? Financial advisor gets paid either by you paying them a fee for their service. So every time you meet with them, you're going to pay them a few $100, $400, $500 every time you meet, upwards of $1,000, $2,000 every single time you meet with them. Or they're going to take something called assets under management and they're going to get a percentage of how much money they're investing for you. So let's say the average financial advisor gets 1% assets under management. So that means if they have $1 million in assets under management, that means they're going to make $10,000 from that $1 million. Okay, they get 1% of whatever the amount is. So obviously, the more assets they have under management, if they get paid that way, the more income they make. And their job is to make sure your money grows, so in turn, their money grows, right? The more that you have in your account, the more they get paid. So they are on your side. It's called being a fiduciary. They should be on your side to make sure you have the best product, but it's also so that they can make money. That's a financial advisor. Not everyone is in the ballpark for a financial advisor, because normally you need some money in order for them to work with you. Slide down that financial scale a little bit. You got a financial planner. Some people have letters behind them. A CFP is a certified financial planner. What a financial planner does is they'll do a little bit of what the advisor does. They'll look at your portfolio. They might recommend some IRAs or mutual funds or those types of things, but they're also really planning for your future. They're looking at other areas. They're looking at your debt. They're looking at your savings, your personal savings. They may be talking about what you have up and coming for your kids' college funds or taking care of elderly parents with long-term care and those types of things. So a financial planner, certified financial planner, they're really going to look at the entire landscape of your financial life. Okay? Again, do a little bit like the advisor does, but that CFP, that financial planner, they're really going to shape your full financial plan. Typically for them, they're going to get paid similarly to the advisor. Most of them are just going to take a fee, right? They're going to say, hey, every time you meet with me, it's $300, $400, and then we're going to be able to guide you down that path. Some of them will make money on the sale of products. So they put you in a mutual fund. They may be able to be incentivized by whoever they are getting that mutual fund through. They may be able to make commission off of that. And some of them may be licensed to have assets under management. But in general, you're more going to pay them more on a fee base. Okay. So that's your financial planner. So we had the advisor, we scaled down. Now we have the financial planner. Come a little bit further down that path, you have a financial coach. That's what I am, right? A financial coach. So the financial coach is going to do similar things to the planner, right? We don't have a title, just like your health coach may not be an MD. They may guide you in the same way, but they might not have the designation to do that. For us as a financial coach, what we're doing is saying, hey, we're going to do the planning stuff. We're going to look at the whole picture. We're going to look at your savings, your debt, what you want to do for your kids' college, how much you have down the line for retirement. We're going to look at that. But we're also going to coach you through the process from a financial money mindset standpoint. Let's look at some of your habits. Let's talk through, where did you learn some of these things, right? One of the questions I ask as a financial coach a lot of times is, how did you learn money? How did you grow up with money? What was your first recollection of money? Because that's going to help us understand why you're doing the things you do with money, whether you value it, whether you don't value it, your fears around it, the things that maybe you maybe haven't uncovered as to why you either have it or don't deal with it in the way you'd like. We're going to dive into those things. And your financial coach is normally going to coach you through the process. It may not just be you meet with them every quarter to check on the numbers of your portfolio. More so, you're going to have guidance and a conversation around, hey, how does that budget look? Have you tracked your money? Do you know where your subscriptions are? How much you spend on dining out? You want to go buy that car? Okay, great. Well, let's put a plan in place of how to go buy that car. What do we need to look at? Do you understand interest rates? That is the coaching side. So understand, financial advisors, financial planners, financial coaches. Depending on now where you are will depend on who you start with. Most people need to start with a coach. Most people do not have the liquid cash, nor is their top priority investing their money in the stock market. That's not where most people want to start. Most people need a plan. Most people need some guidance. Okay, so let's just throw some numbers out there. And again, these aren't specific, like hard and fast numbers that like you have to stick to, but I'll give you some ballpark, some generalizations, right? If you are making, let's say, under $200,000 a year, say maybe you're making $150,000 to $200,000 a year or less. You maybe don't have a ton of assets to play with. You maybe have a discretionary income of maybe a couple $1,000s every month or less, right? You got $2,000, $4,000 extra every month or less. You're going to want to start with a coach. You're going to want to go sit down, reach out to us. You want to have a conversation and let's say, hey, what are we trying to get to? Let's start to plan a little bit more. Let's start to make sure that we have things in place and we know where we're going. Put that foundation in place. Make sure our cash flow is good. Make sure short-term savings is good. Kids' education, those things. Let's actually put that in place. A lot of times you just need 2 or 3, maybe 4 conversations with a financial coach, and now you have a plan. And now you might only meet with them once a quarter, twice a year. Now, come up that scale. Floating right around the top end of that. You're making $175,000 or more. Maybe let's get up to the $300,000, $400,000 range. You might want to sit down with a financial planner. It doesn't hurt to sit down with a coach, but you've probably surpassed some of the things that they maybe can handle for you or they would do with you. So you might want to get into the planner side. Right now you have a family, you have a lot of things moving. You probably want to say, okay, I probably need a financial planner now, right? Like somebody to just really plan this out, put me into some investments, guide me down that path. And that might be a better look for you. Again, if you keep sliding down that scale, now let's say you're at the $250,000, $300,000 and more income. And having a financial advisor may make sense. That may be the time. Because why? You should have a lot of discretionary income. You might have an extra $7,000, $8,000, $10,000 a month. You might want to really grow your portfolio. You might want to be hands off. That's a good part of having a financial advisor, is that you can be relatively hands off. It's funny, I was explaining this to one of my friends about having a financial advisor or a wealth manager, and she said something along the lines of, right? He would call me and kind of tell me all these different investments and these things. And I would just be like, I don't know all the stuff you're talking about, but I trust you. So just go handle it, right? And I laughed and I said, that's what he wants to do, right? Every financial advisor, they want you to just trust them solely so that they can make decisions on your behalf about what's good for your investments. They may call you every quarter, they may call you twice a year and say, hey, there's a good investment. I think you should put some money there. You may call them and say, hey, I found this investment. What do you think I should do? But really, your financial advisor is going to be relatively hands off for a lot of things because they're just managing your money. They're looking at the market every day. They're going to advise you whether something is a good investment or not. But they're not going to be the one that you meet with weekly or every other week, specifically a lot of times because you have to pay them every time you meet with them, right? So that would run your pockets a bit. But again, they really just want to be hands off. They want to they want to be able to grow your money for you, and you just look at statements and then make adjustments where necessary. Okay. So most people do not need a financial advisor. There's a select group of people that makes sense. Business owners, again, you get to a little bit higher of a net worth. You're very busy. You don't have time to manage all of your investments and looking all of those things. So you find someone trusted that can do that for you. On this side, most people need a financial coach. Most people need someone to just sit down with, maybe 4, 5, 6 sessions, give them some guidance, talk about the important things that are in their financial life that they want to get to, have conversations just because they're probably not talking to anybody else and we need to get that out. I would recommend start with a financial coach. Then, if you are making more and you need more investment type talk, move on to the planners and the advisors. But I would start with that financial coach. I hope this helps for all of you out there. If you have any questions or anything that you're thinking about in the financial space, feel free to send us a message. But again, share this video with someone that you know can benefit from this explanation of where to start. And let me tell you, just get started. Doesn't matter where, just get started. Call somebody today, reach out to a friend that knows someone in the financial space, reach out to us or someone that you trust in the financial space and say, hey, I just want to have a conversation. Even if you're not making any money, even if you don't have all of the resources that you like, you still should sit down and talk with someone. I'll leave you with this last analogy. A lot of times we hear people say, I'm going to go to the financial professional once I get my money together. But you would never do that in any other sense. If you're sick, you don't say, let me get myself well, then I'll go to the doctor. If I'm unhealthy, you don't say, well, let me get myself in shape, then let me get a trainer. So don't do that with your money, ladies and gentlemen. If you're not where you want to be, now's the time to talk to someone.